Hi guys, Kevlar here. In today's video we're taking a look at how to create your own custom islands in Stranded Deep. Right, so to start off with, on your home screen in Stranded Deep, you want to go to your cartographer. Okay, once you're in there, on the left hand side here down at the bottom you've got create an island. So you can create an island. That brings you to the island creator that we see here. Okay, so you start off with a basic island. Okay, if you're not happy with what you've got there, you can do some randomized recreations of islands. So on the right hand side here, if you go to this cog for the settings, you can press generate island and it will regenerate a new island. Click yes, and there you go, it's given us a different one. So you can do that as many times as you want until it gives you something that you like, but to be honest with you, it's not really worth doing because you're going to have to rework whatever you've got there anyway. It's unlikely you're going to stick with the starting shape of the island. Okay, so when you're in, let's start off with the terrain tab. So on the top left hand side of the menu, you see we're in terrain. Start off with the first one is raising and lowering the height. So this bar here increases and decreases the size of your area that you're moving around. So you see I've got this set on the middle, so this is the size of the area I'm going to be adjusting, and you just click on your mouse and we're increasing, making our island space bigger all the way around. So if I just held that in the middle and kept holding it, it's just going to keep increasing. Now you see that was increasing fairly slowly. If I raise the amount here, it will increase it a lot quicker. Okay, then to lower it, you have to change this from raise to lower, and then we can lower that one back down. Okay, so that, what we see here, was set on this, I guess more of a smoother tool. If you select this tool, it's a bit more extreme, it just does it exactly in that area. Let's go to raise, it's a bit easier to see. So yeah, you'll see it's raising it as like a pure circle. So if I go back to this one and raise this one here, oh, I'm on lower there, you'll see it raises it as a smoother sort of rounded circle. Okay, what else have we got then? We've got a square shape, same, it's a square shape but more of a rounded edge to it. Pure square, it's just going to make a pure square, and so on. So you can just keep playing with these. I mean, these ones give it more of a textured feeling, so let's make it more textured so you can see that's raising it with a more sort of rough terrain, and so on. You just play around with these, they're just different textures basically. Okay, I'm just quickly going to regenerate, so we start off with a bit of a flatter area. Okay, so what else have we got? So next on the list we've got the set height. So this one is obviously similar to this first one where you can raise and lower, but you actually get to set the height that you want. So you've got a target value here. Right, so it's a bit fiddly, but you can set your target value on how high or low you want it. Highlight your area and it will basically just take everything to that height. So if we lower that down, so now it should be lowering it yet. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm quickly going to just lower a bit in the middle here. Then if you click this read terrain paint height, click on the area that we want it to read, so I'm going to say that one there, and now it's like set it to what that height is. So now I can make everything the same. So if we do that again, so if we now click over here, so read terrain set height, I'm going to click on this side and you'll see it's adjusted the target value. So now I can use that to raise it to make everything level. Okay, next one. This one's about smoothing it. So if we go here actually and let's do one of these, let's raise that up. So we've got a horrible sort of pointy area here. So if we go to the smoothing, highlight that and it just smooths the edges off, so that's quite cool. So that's basically setting your terrain. Okay, so I'm just quickly going to reset my island and actually just quickly set my terrain to make it look a bit better. Right, okay, so this is the island we've been given and I'm now going to just raise all of this around here to the same height. So now I'm just going to start messing around with it a bit. Just give the island some shape. Give a little pond in the middle. Right, okay, so nothing special there, just quickly shaping an island. So there we go. So then we've got objects. So sticking your objects in, it's quite simple. Probably best to start off with your trees, your rocks, to actually start building a bit of an island. So rocks, you've got so many different things on here. Cliffs are always good to start off with because that's where you can start off, I guess, creating the real structure of the island. So what you do is you click on the item that you want and it appears in this bottom here, and you just drag it and place it. And so once you've placed it, you can move it by dragging these. Okay, but then if you go to the top on the right hand side here, you can select this item, which means you can rotate it rather than just moving it. Right, so I'm going to drag another one in, and let's also rotate that. Let's have a nice little triangular entrance there. So once you've placed some, and if you kind of are happy with that angle and want more in the same angle, if that makes sense. So obviously if I drag this out, it's coming back at a different angle. So we don't want that. So what I can do is I can press clone, and it's going to copy that last one that we've put in, or the one that we've currently got selected. So it's going to come out at the same angle. Okay, lots of different cliffs types. You can put them on top of each other. So it's quite easy to sort of glitch things into each other, so you don't have to, you know, be perfect. So you can create different shapes and sizes, because obviously, you know, it's going to look a bit repetitive when you're using the same things over and over again. So you can do things like that. Small rocks. So there's lots of things there, so just play around with it. Animals, so you can spawn in animals. Now there's a limit to how many of each animal you can put in, and as you can see there, he's a bit sunk in. So it's always good, or I've found it's good to try and make sure that they're not sunk in. So when I've spawned other items before, when you actually get in to play the map, they've disappeared into the sand because I hadn't put them above the sand and they sunk away. Right, so let's see how many balls we can stick in there. Tell you what, delete. Just press your delete key when you're on an object if you want to delete it. So I'm going to clone this one. See how many we can do. There you go. Maximum number reached. Looks like you can do 11 boars. But then you got like the spawner. Think maybe once you've killed that boar, similar to in game, after a few days it's going to respawn. But I think if you just place a pure boar, once it's killed and it won't come back, it won't respawn. Then you got your crabs, your hogs, you got all the different sharks, snakes. There's lots of things there. Structures. So this is where you get the cool forts. So all these awesome forts. It's a few different types. And then just get creative, so things like that. So where is it? I think it's under here. There's a sea fort bridge. Right, so I'm just going to try and place that. So there's a bridge across these two. So yeah, so there's so many things that you can do with the different items. So obviously that is supposed to be a bridge. If I stick another one in, let's twist it around a bit, move it up, and there you go. We've now got a fence. Shelters, so many different shelters. Now again, with these, so we zoom in, so again, how it's been placed, it's slightly in the sand. If you move that up a bit, you'll see we've got a dead guy there. So I quite like using this shelter when I'm trying to just make it look like there's someone that's died in an area, but if I don't want the shelter there, you sink it away. Yeah, and just keep sort of playing around with it until you've got it in the position you want. It's not perfect, but you get what I mean. Shipwrecks. What else have we got? Miscellaneous. Yeah, you got the dead X boxes. Stick one of them on that ship. Got the raft. Okay, you see where I've done that, so that's hovering. So if you leave something like that and it's hovering, like an item, when you actually load up the map, it will drop into place. So you don't have to be perfect if you're trying to just put something above the land. Okay, if we go back up to the top, so we've done rocks, we've done animals, we've done structures, trees, so different trees. So you've got the the pines, so the ones that you can't chop down, you've got all the trees that you can chop down. There's loads you can do. Obviously the bush is nice for, you know, setting the scene and making it look a bit nicer, and also quite like putting the bushes in the rocks. Obviously you can play around with it to make it look nicer, but it just again makes the rocks look a little bit different. You cover them with a bit of foliage. And then back up to items. Items are just the stuff you can spawn in. So, you know, when you go onto someone's map, you'll see they've always gone into these sort of things here. So these boats and everything, they'll start off with the standard crates that you get in the game. So each like shipwreck usually has a crate in a certain position. So they'll start off with those, but you can then start adding other bits that you want in there. So let's just say in this one we want to have a food ration on that table there. See, we can sink it down. Where is that? Have I put it on above the table? Okay, so this is where it does get quite fiddly placing things, but if I just leave that there, that's fine. That will drop into place on that table when you actually load up. So yeah, you just start placing everything you really want on the island. Some boy balls there. So you can go in and out quite easily, but it's a bit annoying. So when you've built like a structure, let's say I've built all the way around here and you've only got one entrance and you don't want to have to fly all the way around to that entrance to get in, you can just, you know, go through the rocks. If you watch how fast I'm traveling now, then it slows down as you get to the rocks, and as you get through it speeds up again. So that's where you often find you zoom yourself miles away from the map. And that's it. So really it's quite straightforward. You know, it's not complicated. It's just spending the time playing around. Okay, so once you're done with it, you can press escape and you can save it. Now I'm not going to save that. I'm going to go into one of my islands that I've already created. Okay, so once you've created an island and you're on your cartographer, you can just drag and drop it onto any island that you want to replace any islands. But yeah, so you can go back to it. So you'll see there, this is on version 21. So this is where I've come in and out, saved it, come back in to fix things. Because the best thing to do is once you've done your island is drag it onto your cartographer and go and play on it and test it out. Because when you're building it, it's really hard to see where you might have left gaps where you didn't want gaps and things like that, and are the items going to spawn underneath the sand when you don't want them to, and things like that. So get in and play it, and then if you want to go back in, just go to edit. It will load up your island back in the cartographer. So here we go. Here's my island that I created. Okay, so while I'm in here, let's do a quick fix, because a few YouTubers have played this now. It's a challenge island, and there's certain things you're not supposed to be able to do. Now this has gone a bit glitchy, which is strange. Have I accidentally done that myself? So that looks like this rock has moved. Did I do that? Okay, let's quit. Don't want to save that. Let's go back in and have a look. Maybe I did that by accident just now. Hey, let's go and check that again. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I must have accidentally clicked something because that rock had moved. Opened that doorway. Anyway, so somewhere around here, there's a spear in the sand, which one of the YouTubers that played this picked up a spear. I'm sure it was around here. Now, yeah, I remember putting these spears down, but then I didn't want them there because I don't want anyone to be able to get a weapon from here. Right, so I'm quickly going to lower that and see if we spot a spear that's kind of hidden under the sand. Aha, there's a spear. Wonder if it was that one that you found. Okay, so I'm going to quit because I don't want to save that mess that I just made, but now we know where there's a spear, so let's come back. There it is. Okay, let's just raise this again. Okay, that's fine. Then we've got another area over here that another YouTuber spotted out to me. Is that hard to see in the here, but you can, yeah, you can glitch your way through the rock here. So I want to raise this area. Right, so let's try the smoothing. Smooth that out. That might have done it. Right, and what I had massive problems with this island where, I think if I go around the edge, what I did is I created this island and it went right to the edge of where you could build. So these rocks here, I couldn't bring them out any further, and it wouldn't really let me move them around. Once they're there, I can't move them properly because it's so near the edge, and if under the water, I'm at the edge of the land, so I can't build more land. So yeah, people have been able to swim under them. So what I did is, although there's sand here, so it's all blocked this side, but once you get under that side, you can glitch your way through this sand. So I just started putting loads of rocks because they can't glitch through those rocks. So I just, instead of having a sand bed, it's just full of rocks here, which has helped. But if you can swim far enough, you can still get through these little gaps and these little rocks here, which is annoying. Okay, good. So right now I've done what I wanted to do. Escape, save. Yeah, and then you get to save a name of your island, and you get to give it a bit of a description as well. Click save. Yep, I want to overwrite my existing map, and that's it, done. So I'm going to quit now, and here we can see we're now on version 22 of that island. And that's it. That is how to create your own custom island on Stranded Deep. If there's anything you think I've missed that you either want to ask me, or you want to tell me something I've missed, to help other people that are watching this video, drop it down in the comments, and that'll be helpful to all of us. So thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, hope you found it useful. Please do give us a like and subscribe to the channel if not already done so, and I'll catch you in the next video. Cheers.